Please understand that the following video is completely opinionated, so if this video makes you feel some type of way, please understand that I couldn't give a single fuck. Matter of fact, you could die slow and shoot yourself to oblivion because you're just upset you were born at a wetlock and you're a social degenerate.
10.
Ah man, the first Crash Bandicoot game ever made. Why did I have to put this game so low on the list? Well, I think that's pretty obvious. This game is very sloppy, and that's probably the worst saving system I ever encountered in a video game altogether. I don't know whose dumb idea it was to make it so the only way you can save your game is by either completing a bonus level or collecting all the items in a level. Crash is lacking a lot of moves in this game, and it's very hard to control him, especially if you're playing on the PS3 where you can only use the directional buttons, which is ridiculous. This game has made me want to pull my hair out so many times. Nonetheless, this game is very challenging and can be fun sometimes. But there are times when we wish this game was a lot better.
9.
Mind over Mutant, the last Crash game ever released on consoles. You know, I really like this game. It's fun, but there's a reason why this game is number 9. Unlike other Crash games, this game gets so boring. Crash Twinsanity and Crash of the Titans had a baby, and man, this baby is ugly as fuck. This game is open world and has a co-op camera instead of a 3D camera. When you play this game, you're mostly just all over the place. One moment you need a Titan, the other moment you need to get rid of the Titan, the other moment you're busy trying to solve tedious puzzles. The main issue with this game is backtracking. You have to keep returning the previous paths you already went through to get collectibles and complete missions. The map in this game is confusing and doesn't help you find your way at all. Most of the moves in this game are recycled from Crash of the Titans, because fuck logic. All of the cutscenes use different cartoon animations like something you see on Cartoon Network. Crash likes to shake his ass for no fucking reason. Gliding is fucked up. Enemies are brought back from Titans and look high on meth. And Crash still sounds like a fucking retard. While this game does have its fun factor, you're better off buying a McDonald's Happy Meal than playing this game.
8.
Crash Team Racing is Naughty Dog's farewell to the Crash series, and they don't disappoint us one bit. This game competes very well with the Mario Kart series. I like this game, but I didn't grow up with it like most Crash fans, and I don't play it very much. It's still a fantastic racing game. I have fun riding around in story mode, not having to fight loading screens like I did in Crash Nitro Kart. Naughty Dog did a very good job with this racing spin-off, and it was a great way to leave off the Crash series to go develop Jak and Daxter.
7.
Universal Interactive presents a turbocharged extravaganza by Vicarious Visions. Brace yourself for Crash Nitro Kart!
Yeah, I know. I put Nitro Kart higher than Crash Team Racing. But that's because I have a different perspective of this game. To me, Crash Nitro Kart at the time was like a remake of Crash Team Racing. The game may completely rip off Crash Team Racing in terms of gameplay and game modes, but it has a completely different story to it, and to me it feels like I'm playing something better. The game looks and feels better than Crash Team Racing in my opinion. I never favor the Naughty Dog games. Crash Nitro Kart is a great game, and it's a great addition to the franchise.
6.
Alright, in my opinion, no Crash racing game could beat this game. This was the first Crash racing game that didn't have karts, and instead had a unique design of different cars for each character. This is also the only Crash racing game to be both a racing game and a 3D platformer at the same time. The platforming sections really did suck ass, but I had lots of fun racing in this game. This game's game modes are more fun than the ones in Nitro Kart and Team Racing. Clashing into enemy vehicles and shooting your opponents with turrets is very unique and adds a lot of fun to the gameplay. This game probably would have been better if it did turn out to be Crash Clash Racing, but either way it turned out to be a great game.
Bandicoot 2. Cortex strikes back.
Don't you just love it when sequels improve over their predecessors? The sequel to the first Crash Bandicoot game improves everything we hated in the first Crash game. The save system is simplistic, controlling Crash is a lot easier, and the game is a lot less frustrating to play. The game's difficulty is more balanced and the game is a lot more fair to the player. The physics in this game are a lot smoother than the first Crash. This was another Crash game that I didn't grow up with, but regardless, it's still a fun game to play that suits your 3D platformer needs.
4.
Yeah, suck it, fanboys.
Oh boy, the game that gave everyone a tantrum for 7 years straight. The very first Titans game, Crash of the Titans. I like this game. Why? Because it's different. I know that Naughty Dog fanboys criticize this game, but
I don't see what the big deal is.
you guys have to realize that playing the same game over and over again gets a little boring, you know? Crash of the Titans completely overrides the original formula and creates a new, fresh adventure. The dialogue has that typical slapstick cartoon humor we all know and love.
Listen up, corn dog. You help us, or Crash will sing you some knuckle music.
It'll be good! I promise! I'll be good!
The gameplay adds a whole new experience to Crash. We have lots of new moves we could never do before. The ability to jack and control mutants. And well, platforming we've never seen before as well. I do believe that this game has way too much combat, but the music makes up for that. The game is, however, very linear and you have to keep returning to previous episodes. And you have to collect Mojo instead of Wumpa Fruit. Wumpa Fruit instead serves as a health boost. Just a way to try out something new, I guess. This game is still a heck of a lot of fun. Yes, I know that the character designs are different, but what the hell does that have to do with the fun factor? Crash fans are spoiled brats and they always want to bitch about a game being the same. But as soon as they get something different, Seriously, let developers experiment for once in their lives. Jeez.
Oh yes, I will kill Crash Bandicoot. Kill him forever. Oh, I love this part. Okay, it's done.
A Universal Interactive Studios production. Developed by Traveler's Tales. Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex.
The post-Naughty Dog game that made Crash multi-platform. The Rust Traveler's Tales game that was heavily criticized. Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. This is one of the first PS2 games I've ever played, and to make this clear, it is a huge ripoff of Crash 3. However, that's what makes this game so great. It brings the classic feel of the franchise and brings it over to the next generation. But people still bitched about it. See what I mean when I said that when people get the same stuff, they bitch about it, but if they get something different, all of a sudden it's the end of the world? This is a perfect example. The Wrath of Cortex is that familiar face brought over to the PS2 with its classic gameplay elements. Crunch was also an excellent new character. I know a lot of people hate how all the boss fights are Crunch with the elemental masks, but I never had a problem with it. All of the boss fights are very different from each other and use different earth elements in each. I don't see anything wrong with that. It's better than fighting the same bad guys over and over again. Of course, the levels that aren't regular platforming are a huge pain in the ass, but they were in Crash 2 and 3 too, weren't they? Though, I gotta admit it, the loading screens in the PS2 version of the game that were later fixed in the Xbox and GameCube versions made me cringe. Damn, and I thought it took forever for your girl to leave the house. Regardless, I know a lot of us had a lot of fun with this game and respect it as if it was another Naughty Dog game. We're all entitled to our opinions, but if you really hate this game just because it's not made by Naughty Dog, go back to sucking Evan Wells' dick and never come back. Have you ever wished that you could play Crash in 3D? Have you ever got tired of linear gameplay? Well, Crash Twinsanity significantly decreased the number of loading screens, and took all of the elements from the previous Crash games, and made them into a brand new adventure. Crash and Cortex are working together, and you have the ability to work together with Cortex in many fun ways that are completely exclusive to this game. You can even play as Cortex for the first time ever, and you get to meet Cortex's niece and play as her as well. Crash Twinsanity took everything we loved about Crash, made it a full 3D platformer, and added many elements to the franchise we've never even seen before. I mean, we get to shoot motherfuckers with Cortex's ray gun, use Nina's fist in ways we've never expected, and on top of that, we're playing in worlds introduced in previous Crash games, along with new ones such as the 10th Dimension and the Academy of Evil. The music in this game is the best music out of every Crash game ever made. A link to the soundtrack will be in the description. There are many references to previous Crash games, such as old villains, some of which you have to fight again, and of course,
Wrath of Cortex didn't do as well as we'd hoped, and
of course, I have a reason for not making this game number 1. The game is too short. I mean, come on. I'm pretty sure when most of us played this game, we wanted more than what we got. The game also has many glitches. Some benefit you while others are just fun to do. But still, games aren't supposed to be this glitchy, at least not noticeably. Crash Twinsanity may be my favorite post-Naughty Dog game, but it's just not good enough. While the other games are good in their own right, there can only be one.
Okay. Created and developed by Naughty Dog. Crash Bandicoot Warped!
Crash Bandicoot Warped not only innovated from Crash 2, but it's also marked as the best Crash game of all time by many people in the Crash community. This is the first Crash game I've ever played, and I've never played anything better. I love the time travel, I love the platforming, I love everything about this game. Well, except for the vehicle levels. That's pretty much it. The game doesn't have that many flaws. It's downright an amazing game, and the amount of effort Naughty Dog put into this game is why they made a racing spin-off a year later. They were running out of time in a contract with Universal and they couldn't make anything better than what they made out of this game. So you guys asking Naughty Dog for a Crash Bandicoot reboot need to stop. I doubt it's ever gonna happen, and plus I don't like the idea of seeing Crash run like Nathan Drake. This game has a huge amount of variety, including time trial mode, upgraded abilities, flying missions, and even motorcycle levels. This is just that one Crash game that no future Crash can ever top. So those are my top 10 Crash Bandicoot games, and I'll see you all next time.